Hey guys, it's Brick Thunder, and today we're going to be unboxing and setting up the new for 2025 Lowe's, the Illusionist. Alright, so here he is. On the box it says Illusionary. On the website it said the Illusionist for a while, so I don't know what his official name is. I guess we'll go by the one on the box, Illusionary. But this guy is very, very cool. Now, his photos actually came out a pretty long time ago, and he's been on the website even for a really long time. None of my stores had him. I have seen some stores getting him in, but none of my stores had him. But he just opened up just about 2 days ago on the website to order. So I delivered to the house because this guy is definitely my favorite for the year. It's a really powerful illusion, and I think he's going to fit the gift shop area pretty well. Now, I wanted to give a huge thank you to Lowe's for giving me this prop for a review. I'm super excited to see him in person. So let's get straight to the setup. It should be a pretty quick one. Alright, so I have the box cut open, but I've not looked inside. Let's check this guy out. I'm interested to see how large the pieces are for this guy, because, like I said, it's a pretty huge box. So let's see what we can see here. I'll open all the flaps. It's looking really cool so far. There you go. That's what we see in the box. So you can see his head and torso up here. You can see his hand and bucket down there. We have his shoes. These are the first things that came out. Now it looks like they have a screw-on at the bottom. These are really nice, thick foam with maybe a latex outside. I can't really tell. It feels like latex on the outside, but it's a nice solid foam. Which is pretty cool. This is very professional feeling and looking. I believe he's actually assembled fairly similar to the Distortion Statics. We've got his top hat right here. Here we have the main piece for him. This is his torso. It's his head, his arm, his hand. It's all one piece, and it looks really, really good. Again, all of this is like a hard foam latex. We have his cape in the bucket as well. Included, we have an Allen wrench, some screws, and the instructions right there. And then already, this is our final piece. This is pretty awesome. This is a solid steel plate right here. This is definitely steel based on the weight. And that's really good because this guy is probably fairly off balanced. So I'm hoping that this keeps him down without needing any weight. Similar to a professional prop. This is very, very professional feeling and looking. And it looks like he just screws into this base here. All right, and that's it out of the box. Let's get to the setup. Here we go. Okay, so this is pretty awesome. I was looking at the instructions, and it includes all of these. So a few of these right here are stickies, all these small ones. These are all just sticky Velcro pieces that actually go on like the hat and stuff like that that you can take off and put on him. Just so like if you have this guy outside, wind isn't going to take that hat off. Pretty cool. But the cool thing I was going to look at here, these four right here, these are like, let me come closer. These are like rubber pads right here that go onto the bottom and they protect your floor. I really wish more props had that because with a solid steel base or even the aluminum bases, when you have metal on the floor, if it's a nice floor, it's going to get scratched up. I don't need these here because obviously we have not done the floor here yet. This is going to be carpet eventually, but here, it's all cement, doesn't matter if it gets scratched. But if you're using this guy at your house, and I set up a lot of props at the house, like the 15 foots, and I have to put towels and stuff down because it does scratch the floor pretty easily, especially a base like this. So having these is really cool. All right, so the first step here is take your included screw right here and put it through the hole in the base right here. And then we can slide our shoes on. Screw those in just a little bit so that they're staying, and then take the provided Allen wrench and just twist this thing all the way in. And this really is a very easy setup because the next piece is basically everything. This just slides down. Now that is a pretty powerful illusion. He is on now. He also has this cape, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to like the cape. The illusion is so powerful without it. I am going to put it on and see which one I like more. But originally when the photos came out of this guy, I was thinking that the metal supporting this top half was hidden in the cape over here. I didn't actually think it went through the candy basket here. So now that it does, and you don't actually need this, I think that is pretty awesome. Let's attach it and see how it looks. Okay, so it's on now. I'm not sure. I think I like it better without, just because the illusion is a lot more powerful, but I like his look better with it because it kind of completes him. And speaking of completing him, let's add the top hat. We'll put this right up here on his head. And there we go. He looks awesome. This is like the perfect look for this prop. It kind of has that magician feel, especially with these glasses, with the hat, the bow tie, and the suit and everything. And the ghostly look of him was captured perfectly. Let's get up close and show these details. All right, so let's look at this guy up close. We can come over here, see the face. It looks awesome. Those glasses are basically real. I think they are real. Now, he is very customizable. For example, you can take these glasses out as well. I don't know if they're supposed to come out, but I've seen people do it, and he is fully detailed behind it, as you can see. Looks a lot more Haunted Mansion then. And yeah, the glasses are real. You can actually like see through these, and they look just like real sunglasses. So I'm going to show you this guy fully costumed with the cape and everything, and then I'll take it off and show you guys all the detail without it. This is really, really cool though. I really do love this prop. It definitely has a very professional feel. Now, obviously there's no demo. This is a static, but I think that works well for him because it is like a professional static. It reminds me a lot of like distortion statics with the setup and stuff. How you just slide the main piece on and then you got that flat steel base. Let's take off his cape and show it without. Here it is without. To me, the illusion just works a little bit better without it. That just looks so weird. I think at first people are going to actually be pretty confused, especially because when you look at it from the front, it looks like none of these fingers are actually touching anything. See that? How it's like all below it? Obviously, this is the actual thing supporting him, not the handle of the basket, but it does look like it is the handle of the basket at first, and it looks like his hand isn't even touching it. So it is a pretty confusing illusion in person, and I'm definitely very impressed with this guy. I'm thinking I'll probably put him somewhere like this. I think the white background really helps his illusion a lot, especially on camera. If you look at it right now, this really does look great. And I'm thinking people might think he's attached to the wall when they're first looking at it, but then you get around him and you see that it's not. It's pretty awesome. He is very cool. And for only $189, I think that is super fair, especially based on that quality that you're getting here. All right, so there he was, Illusionary or the Illusionist from Lowe's 2025. Again, a huge thank you to Lowe's for giving me this guy for review. He is an amazing prop. Overall, this thing is definitely, like I said, my favorite of the year for sure. And I usually prefer the big guys, like the giant vampire this year. He's super cool. I liked the bone collector a lot from last year, but this guy definitely just wins it for me just because overall, this is a pretty perfect prop. It's at a price point that is super reasonable, like I was talking about just a little bit ago, especially for that quality that you're getting. And the illusion is super powerful, especially without that cape, in my opinion. But I love all the customizability you get with him too. You can take off the cape, super easy. It's got this like elastic feeling right up here. Just slide it on, slide it off. Take off his glasses if you want, take off the hat if you want. So he can be displayed exactly how you want to display him. And no matter what, that illusion is still very cool. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.